I'm the Gypsy Cowgirl, riding my way through a dream. People ask me where I'm going, I'm not really sure what that means. My feet are always moving, where they stop I call my home. I love big and I love strong, and I'm not afraid to be alone. I hold on to nothing, and nothing's got its hold on me. And if you want to la 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 love me well, you gotta set me free. Yippee-ki-yay-ki-oh, yippee-ki-yay-ki-yay-ki-oh, yippee-ki-yay-ki-oh, watch out, there I go again. Yippee-ki-yay-ki-oh, yippee-ki-yay-ki-yay-ki-oh, where I stop nobody knows again. If you need an explanation why I can't stand still, traveling the world till I've seen it all, or at least until I get my fill. Now it don't mean that I don't love any more or less than you. When I find my gypsy cowboy, together we're gonna ride into the blue. I hold on to nothing, and nothing's got its hold on me. And if you want to love me well, you gotta set me free. Yippee-ki-yay-ki-oh, yippee-ki-yay-ki-yay-ki-oh, yippee-ki-yay-ki-oh, watch out, there I go again. Yippee-ki-yay-ki-oh, yippee-ki-yay-ki-yay-ki-oh, where I stop nobody knows again. Sometimes it's dark inside my heart and the road goes on forever, paved on broken promises that can't be held together. Like a bird, I have to fly. I believe in better weather, and I'm doing the best I can to speak my truth and start again. Gonna start again. I'm the Gypsy Cowgirl. Watch out, here I go again. Yippee-ki-yay-ki-yay-ki-oh again. Here I go again.
Welcome to Face, and thank you, Liah, for this song. And today we are with Gabriela. We're going to talk about art, cultures, museum. Welcome.
Oui, oui.
How are you
C'est ça?
doing? Exactly. So, Gabriela, you wrote articles and review about museum, and what the museum should show. What is the function of the museum for you?
So the issue that I'm writing about recently is that as museum exhibitions, in a way, are stuck in the past.
Yeah.
We live in a digital world. We live in an internet world.
Okay.
Much of art, talking about art, but also history or sports or food or whatever your museum is exhibiting, is very multi-idea, multi-emotion. but the way it is presented is not.
Yeah, it's very intellectual.
Exactly.
And it's missing something. Yeah?
Right. So for example, recently I visited the exhibition at MoMA, Oceans of Images.
Okay.
This is an exhibit of new methods of photography. According to the curator, they concentrate on the post-internet generation, making art or photography. Of course, this is something that has been done for about 15 years, so it's been time that museums have caught up and have accepted it and are showing
Recognize it.
Of course, now they de-recognize the classic photography and the classic and the generation from before. But if you take, for instance, just to explain it a little bit better, if you take how architecture is being exhibited, for instance, also at MoMA there's a wonderful architecture exhibit right now that is called Endless Home, I believe.
Yeah.
You always have a photograph of the finished building, a model, a drawing, for the least to say. So you have multiple perspectives. In photography, contemporary art, classic art, or any other artifact that is being presented, many times there is only the artifact and a wall text, plus very often an insufficient wall text. So, in my opinion,
The
this
context
is not enough.
It's missing context.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another example, if I may,
Sure.
would be to talk about a current example. At the Metropolitan Museum, the exhibit Design for Eternity. Design for Eternity. This is a small exhibit about architecture as grave goods, architecture that has been put into tombs to accompany the usually royalty, but possibly not only, to the other side of the world. Beautiful theme, beautiful artifacts, but the visitor walks through the fairly narrow or small space, and all he sees is artifact and a wall text. And even including a catalog cannot really bridge what this artifact means. So, for instance, among these architectural pieces, I don't want to call it an artifact because it's not art, which is another problem that often this is being stated as art. Is a ball court, or something that in Latin America is called palo volador, the flying. It's okay. Let me not go into detail too much, but as I cannot go into detail now, the museum should, or the museum can have the piece that is showing this palo volador, and because even today this is not a dead tradition, it still exists. They could easily have access to film and have the model and, for instance, show films behind it, what something like this looks like in real life.
So how that, because that's a complicated way to how do you express, how do you make emotion happen in a museum, because it's really unusual a little bit, and I know some museums try to go to that point, but it's true. I mean, if nothing is produced, if you don't have any emotion, what is the point? I mean, it's really missing something. So how you see it? It could be
emotion and ideas.
And ideas.
So basically, we need to return to the content. We really need to show the content, and that many times is also to show the motivation that, for instance, a musician, a composer had. I recently visited the new Richard Wagner Museum in Bayreuth, Germany, in the villa where the artist lived.
Wow.
So what inspired him? That is what matters. Not only to see his pen that he created the most beautiful operas with under a glass case, For the viewer, there is no contact, no emotion, no understanding really, and often you see viewers wandering around the halls, and they act like they understood something, but I just think it could be done. It could be done much better.
So what could be the new way of doing it?
There is several. There is, of course, every exhibition is very individual,
Yeah.
so you cannot
You
generalize.
cannot compare, yeah,
yes,
because
but
it's
there are, of course, several points that need to be considered. Like, for instance, inclusion versus exclusion. So include the or put the exhibited piece in a context, as I was saying earlier, into the context of the life of the artist, of the thought of the artist, of the method, how he worked, coming back to what I said about the photographic exhibit at MoMA, currently Ocean of Images. Explain a little more, because you do not have only people from so-called post-internet generation that are on their phone and understand or are involved with photography and understand easily. You have people from other countries that hardly have a camera, or you have people from other generations, and you need to be able to explain to them what the work is about.
And then how does it come to? Because I mean, I went to the Met, and it's true, it's a little bit complicated. You go from Egypt to Renaissance to Middle Age to, so it's it's no journey where you can go through, and then you end up to this moment of history, or to this type of art, or to give a context of...
Well, as far as the Metropolitan, and I want to make a point, both of the museums, the New York museums that I am considering for my critique here, I love them dearly. They're wonderful museums.
No doubt.
And especially the Metropolitan, I really cherish. So you cannot walk through one day and have the feeling.
No. What I was saying is, I don't remember exactly, but I think I went from Middle Age to Egypt in 2 minutes. I was like, wow!
It's like taking the subway to Jamaica and through Babylon.
I was like, this is a quick ride from
New York to Coney Island.
Exactly. So it's a little bit sometimes my difficulty, besides the size of it's huge. So you can spend the whole week there, and then.
But what I'm talking about is really the exhibitions as such. Not only the road that you take from one to the other.
Exactly.
But each one just needs much more work. Today, a museum curator has to work much harder than 100 years ago.
It's much more complicated.
Yes. It still reminds me, about 15 years ago, I was in Egypt, in Cairo, and I could still witness this old Egyptian museum where you literally had hundreds of sarcophags in glass cases.
Wow.
Or thousands of artifacts in 19th century style wardrobes almost with a glass, and it hasn't changed too much. And one thing that certainly does unfortunately not always help is the digital. There are so many ways how to bring the viewer into a virtual reality. Look at a poet.
No.
He brings you into virtual reality with one line or two lines. So it does not only have to be digital. Whereas, of course, the digital is a new or another expansion which can in many ways help a lot.
I see what you at the end. I think I can feel the complication of doing it, because you require to mix so many disciplines and so many.
But our life is mixed.
No, but for an institution like that to specialize on something, it's quite. How are you going to take this position? Why are you taking it? What's the politics behind taking this position?
Of course,
and then that's where I see.
But the Metropolitan Museum has a director of digital. Of the digital programming.
But if more you're going to complicate it, more it's going to be it's a complex part of it's going to complicate the process
but
of
this
making
is the future.
it. But I agree. I mean,
this is the future.
it's very interesting. Thank you very much. Do you have anything to plug or any information you want to share? Specific?
No, I will keep criticizing.
Okay.
And also, of course, I will.
What is your next journey? What is your next? Do you have something in plan?
Well, at the moment, of course, Art Basel.
Okay.
Although we've gone there so many years, but still, I'm going to Art Basel. And then I'm going back to Europe also. I have a project with consulting on a museum that's actually a museum of gastronomy, which is very interesting also.
Wow.
Yeah, that applies many things that art museums could easily apply in a wonderful way.
Great. Thank you very much for
coming.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This is the show, and watch Presenza if you want to get your news at presenza.com. Thank you very much for watching.